And we're back. We are back at the beginning of round 6, where I have one initiative against Gribbly. We are ready to proceed. And, yeah, waiting to begin pre-movement. Orient, part of the heavy armor's turn to move. So we did take down one of the warriors, and the other one is immobile. Oh, he must have been on ground level. That's why he didn't die immediately.
He might have.
I don't remember seeing it saying that he fell. I just destroyed the engine and he didn't take any more damage after that. So I'm assuming he
I
was.
didn't notice either.
I'm assuming he was just at ground level when I destroyed his engine.
Shouldn't have been at ground level because he was dropping off the Achilles and they've got jump jets, so he could just fly along at altitude and just they can jump out the door. So he hadn't landed in a prior turn, so yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe there's some function of the rules or the programming that makes it to where an engine destruction doesn't cause the warrior to crash, whereas a rotor would have.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if the engine goes, it can also rotate down. Something. Yeah, I'll look it up later. Remind me at the end, and I'll look that up.
Okay. In the meantime, my Warhammer is making his way down towards your heavy tanks to try to stop them from reaching their objective. I do find it kind of interesting that your tanks are not following the road. Don't they get an extra movement point if they spend their whole turn on the road?
They do, but then if I turn, they have to make a transfer roll.
Okay. And the piloting flag. Let me just check on that real quick. They are. Looks like they're all 4/5s. So yeah, I can understand not wanting to make a piloting check.
Yeah. Also, bear in mind that vehicles spend more than mechs to up or down levels, and these bridges. Yeah.
Yeah. They spend, what is it, 2 movement points per elevation? Some of these bridges are elevated though, but yeah, it's not a completely flat road. I'll agree with that. That thing before it distracts me too much. I think we're gonna follow the road here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem to make that on a 4. And the Achilleuses are advancing. I need to stay away from those guys so they don't tag me again. Do that on 3, so. I do find it somewhat interesting that the way the rules are set up, vehicles have to make a piloting check to go flank speed from a stop, but they can go into reverse from a stop and then go into flank speed without making a check.
Can they?
I believe they can. I'm about to test this theory with my LRM carriers, because they reversed last turn, and I'm going to try to have them flank this turn, I think.
Alright. I thought that was partly covered by the reverse gear rule. So I thought maybe not. I mean, I think it's just the idea of them being stationary and then going all the way up to full speed. They're not supposed to be able to accelerate as fast as next.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, normally there wouldn't be a limitation anyway. It's nice that there are some limitations like that compared to mech. That does emphasise the extra mobility that mechs.
Yeah, my LRM carriers, they reversed last turn, and this turn they're moving flank at full speed plus pavement. So that's a weird quirk of the rule set. Oh, your warrior's gone, did it?
Yeah, you ejected.
Oh. Didn't want to hang out and absorb some fire?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the crew would want that.
No. No, I imagine they would not. I was prepared to have someone stay behind and finish it off. But if that's not necessary, I won't bother. Oh,
dear,
man. Rolled snake eyes. Did not see that coming. I thought that was going to be an easy roll. Where's... Oh. Beagle side slips 2 hexes. That put him. Not great. Just get out of there. I'll side slip again. You will off on you.
But yeah, you can see I am quite light on mechs.
Yeah. Not a single one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, the 12th Oriente heavy armor. I think that's the armor regiment that's attached to the 3rd Oriente Hussars. So it is actually an armor, and I would assume it would have some, some infantry and AP stuff.
It's a shame I don't get back attacks on that battle armor.
Over what with warrior?
Yeah. I'm just sinking some initiative with these ferrets real quick. And then I guess I'll have no choice but to move other guys.
Yeah, all of my units are kind of classic or even very typical duality. Especially the Monk, really old Toss card. And all of the battle.
Yeah, I understand the Free Worlds League is pretty heavy on the battle armor in general, right?
It's heavy on combined arms. It does use comparatively larger information, but I think everyone uses a lot of battle armor. I know the Federated Suns have got some really good battle armor units, which I haven't really used. But they look good anyway.
About to make a piloting here. No, I'm not. This. Now, E5s, and we sideslept naturally. At least we didn't end up in any prohibited terrain.
Yeah, that could have been straight to the side of the hill.
And this guy cannot make a piloting check to save his life.
What do you think of those beagles?
I think they make decent scouts with the active probe. As far as combat units, they're less effective with just the medium and the small.
They're not too expensive, right?
They were. The reason there's 3 of them is because they're all about 330 points, and so that was about 1,000 points worth. So they are a little tougher than the ferrets. And they do have some offensive capability, just not a lot. But yeah, in general, I would say that might have been a mistake bringing them along.
They're still pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think the big active probe makes a big difference.
Yeah, the Beagle Active Probe was the big reason that I brought them along. I was looking for something cheap with a Beagle. I literally narrowed down the search results by selecting units with the Beagle and going from there. There was a variant that had the tag that I initially made the mistake of adding to my list, but then I was like, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. I'm not using tag. Yeah. Beagle here made a couple of 4s when he needed 5s. Oh, the Galleon has tag as well? Yeah, the Galleon has a tag as well. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I like the new Galleon. I mean, it's like the original one is very cheap and cheerful. But these later ones, they've all got XL engines and biotech items, so they're not quite as disposable. Or they're a bit more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, the 700, almost going on 800 points. Yeah, that's not something I would want to just throw into a meat grinder. Achilles battle armors are just so hard to hit at long range.
Yeah, they're very flimsy.
But
I mean, they're cool looking and they're fantastic scouts.
Yeah, and they can survive a medium laser, so they're not that flimsy. That said, looks like my Warhammer does not have any targets in range. Unless he's got the Moltke on a 12. We'll go ahead and fire one of those just to cool down. Rifleman, Achilles, 18s. That's not gonna happen. Jack needs 15. Okay, the Phoenix Hawk might hit on a 12. Let's see. Santos on a 12 for the Partisan. Yeah. Try and disable a Partisan if we get super lucky, maybe. Here we've got no one in range. Here we've got field gunners on an 18, and that's not going to happen. Ainsman has a Longinus on a 10. The LRM carriers are not able to engage. The warrior. Well, yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah. And on a 9, maybe we'll get lucky and take out one of those guys. Okay, I'm seeing someone getting hit. Field gunners at the Beagle Scout, hitting it in the rear and the turret for 2 points each. Field gunners at the Beagle Scout, hitting it in the rear for another 4. Gauss Rifle Platoon missing on a 12. Warhammer missing on a 12. Gauss Rifle Platoon missing on a 12. Longinus and the Phoenix Hawk missing on 12s. The Galleon missing on an 11. The Galleon at the Warrior on a 7. That must have been the warrior that barely moved. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, hits him in the rear, leaving him with 1 armor. The Merkava missing, the Beagle missing, the Merkava missing, the Moltke missing on 8s. The Moltke missing on 9s and 11s. The Plainsmaster missing on a 10. The Warrior missing on a 12. Other Warrior at the Longinus hits Trooper 2 for 8 damage, leaving him with 1 armor. Those Longinuses are pretty tough too. And we're not doing any physical attack. Okay, field gunners dig in and take cover, as expected. Now, can they fire in the turn that they take cover? Or
No.
does that count as moving?
It counts as an action.
Okay. So we're down to 88% of our forces already, and you're down to 97% of yours still. And losing that spider really hurt. That was nearly 1/10 of my overall points, actually.
Yeah, still early days. It's going to get very, very bloody and the heavy get into color. It's going to be carnage.
And that's what I'm working towards over here. I've got the Warhammer advancing on your tank formation. Okay. Now these Gauss rifle platoons, they're on the roof, I assume?
No, I was having that issue with the zip line, so I did what you suggested. I dropped them off next door on the ground. They walked to the building, and now they're going up the stairs.
Huh. I'm trying to see their element.
I'm trying to make sure I don't put them on the roof, because then they don't get any cover.
Huh. Oh, the phalanxes are advancing, looks like. One TMM0. What's going on over here? We've got walked 1 TMM0. You guys have 7 armor each, so they're prone to large laser fire. See if I can get within 5 hexes of him. 4, don't fail me now. So I think what I need to do is destroy the support tanks before I worry about the Longinus armors, because the only way to hit the the Achilles, excuse me, the only way that I can see to hit them is at close range, and at close range they can tag me. And if they tag me, I'm history. So I think I need to be taking out the tanks first. Or if I could knock out these battle armors at a decent range, that would help a lot too. Need a 4 to get up. Yeah, we did it. Hmm. Oh. So I see this Karnov over here, these two Karnovs. Are
Yeah.
they picking up battle armor? Is that what's happening?
One of them just did, yeah. I totally messed up the other one picking up stuff, so that's going to take an extra round.
Ah. Right. Okay, it says my line of sight is blocked from here, but I'm gonna try it anyways. I think I might be able to do it regardless. Because you are, at least ostensibly, an airborne target.
Although it's on the ground, that might have been the bridge blocking it.
Hmm. I mean, you're an elevation higher than me, but I mean, I'm not up against the hill, so I'm hoping I can see up the hill. Go ahead and get these ferrets knocked out, so we can see what you're gonna do with some other stuff. Yeah, the ferrets ended up being actually less useful and kind of more of a pain in the butt than I was expecting them to be. I really thought they were going to be absolutely crucial to my strategy, but looks
I mean,
like
they gave you very early information and quite complete information to play, so
I guess they did, yeah, serve that purpose, but now they're just kind of hovering around and not really accomplishing much. Maybe if they had like a medium laser or something, but then they would be worth like at least 100 points each. And how many points is a medium laser worth by itself? Like 100 and something points, I think.
oh,
Here, we'll go ahead and have him here. Looks like my half of the map was basically just a run up. Huh. Well, we'll see. You are making your way northward at a pretty steady pace. I'm not currently able to do much to stop you.
And the tanks, they are slow. They're certainly turning out to be slower than I was really expecting. Which I should have realised anyway.
I'm gonna do something that might be a bad move, but it might be worth taking a chance to get lucky. This guy's just gonna try to make a flanking maneuver. This guy just needs to get the heck out of there.
That rifleman across.
It is, yes. It's basically the same as the 4N that I've been using in the Challenger Deep campaign. It just replaces the Ultra Auto Cannons with LBX, LB5Xs.
Okay, cool. What's the Warhammer like?
The Warhammer is the 6ml single heatsink variant. It just replaces replaces the machine guns with small lasers. It replaces the SRMs with medium lasers. Other than that, it's just a 6R. One thing about the Warriors, I wish they were faster. I feel like I'm expecting them to be as fast as the Ferrets, and they're not. Not by half.
Yeah, armed these you tend to be a bit slow. Especially, I mean, the Warrior traditionally was quite slow. It's not too bad if they've got very long range weapons.
Yeah, I mean, it's got an LRM-10 and an SRM-4. It's just not able to make it all the way across the map in one turn like the Ferrets can. But yeah, you're right. It's just the Ferrets are especially light and fast for even a VTOL. Meanwhile, I'm hoping no one is close enough to your Achilles's to get tagged. It does look like, oh, well, the Warhammer got tagged by the Galleon. Where's that Galleon? How far away did you tag me from?
Medium range, I think. The Galleon's just behind the covers.
Oh. That has to be one. Yeah, that's almost extreme range. The ground report tagged me on a 10. You're getting pretty lucky with those tags. You know that? Tagging me on 10s and 11s and stuff.
It's enough. Roll enough dice.
Yeah. Alright, so I've got the Mulkey on a 9 versus number 28 on a 10. Merkava's on 9s. Which one do I want to shoot at? You guys have ER large and paired light Gauss. These guys have light Gauss at 15. It's hard to keep track of which ones I've already fired on. So against the front, might be worth just using the regular munitions. Save the clusters for when I've got you on the side or the back or something. But yeah, mainly that the rifleman variant that I'm using was designed to take out aircraft. That's why it's the AA variant of the 4N.
Yeah.
And my blackjack can't see anything over. Got him on a 10. Oh, the Phoenix Hawk has some battle armors on 7. The Gunner's on 13. Well, the Phalanxes have 7 armor each, so yeah, maybe we'll kill one of them. Firestarter has him on 10s. Wolfhound has him on an 11. Actually, I should have fired the Wolfhound first. It'd be a darn shame if they hit the same guy. Let's see. Got the Partisan on 6s. Yeah. I think that's how I want to do it. I was going to try to shoot the Ontos in the butt, but the Partisan is just such a better target. Plainsman has the Karnov on a 7, so yeah, he does have eyes on. LRM carriers can't see anything over the hill. Maybe they should be going in reverse right around point. Warrior.
The plainsman or plainsmaster. That's a large laser thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna keep firing on this Partisan on the side. Throw in an 11 just for kick. Okay, so the field gunners landed precision ammo shot on the Firestarter's center torso, down to 11 armor there. Hit the right torso and the left arm on -2 for precision. I thought precision ammo was -1. Damn. So yeah, those autocannon 2s are chewing up my Firestarter something fierce. Down to 5 armor on that right torso. Down to 3 armor on that right torso. Try hitting him in the arms more or something. Warhammer missing on 9s, the Phalanx missing on 9s, the other Phalanx missing on 9s and 11s. Galleon missing on a 10, Galleon on 8s and 10s missing. The Rifleman at the Merkava hits it in the front with a large laser. Hits it in the left side with an LB5X. Merkava at the Warhammer needing 8s with the LRMs. Hits him in the right arm for a critical hit on the lower arm and the left arm for 4. 12 more missiles at the Warhammer to the right arm, left leg, and center torso. Moltke hitting him in the right arm with a large laser. You leave that right arm alone. A light Gauss to the right torso from the Moltke. The Panther missing on a 10, the Ontos missing on 9s and 10s, the Phoenix Hawk at the Phalanx missing on 7s and 10s, the Firestarter missing on 10s. Ontos hits the Warhammer in the left torso for another 8, down to 9 armor. Wolfhound kills one of your Phalanx battle armors, finally. And the Beagle at the Partisan hits it in the right side for 8. The Partisan missing the Warhammer on 10s. Both of them missing mostly on 10s, taking another 9 damage to the left arm and right leg critical. Planesmaster at the Karnov hits it in the rotor. The Warrior at the Partisan hits it in the right side with a pair of SRMs. And the Warhammer, having taken 40 plus damage, needs a 6, gets a 7. The Firestarter needs a 5, gets a 12. We'll be skipping physical attacks, I think. Gunners take cover. Warhammer's at 4 heat. And we've lost initiative going into round 8.
Okay.
Alright. Gonna start by buzzing around your backfield. Hmm. Hmm. Just... So we've moved Gauss Rifle Infantry platoons. We've moved Field Gunners. All the guys that are standing still, basically. You know what? We're gonna play with fire a bit. I know you've got auto rifles, but at least I'm under the autocannon 2, under the minimum range.
They don't have auto rifle. They've got submachine guns,
Oh.
which have got a range of 0.
Oh. Was that a...
I just,
Sorry?
I just thought like most vehicle crews and like crew members, they only have like personal defense weapons, don't they? Like submachine guns or pistols. So I thought field gunners wouldn't necessarily have rifles.
Okay.
I mean, it's a minor thing, right? But, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just fluff.
I mean, it makes sense. Just moving our ferret. Okay, that's all the ferrets move. Guy. Make his way down here. Be relatively safe move. Oh, we side slipped 3 hexes. Fine.
And now, has he been drinking? Or is that the other guy?
Which one was it, actually, that couldn't make a check to save his life? I think it was the one that's down here by your secondary objective. Or my secondary objective, I should say. Pretty mangled a bit ready. So I'm starting to see, okay, the Moltkes and the Merkavas have moved. One of the partisans, both of the partisans, like. Seven hexes from them. Got ER larges. They've got LRMs. 7 hexes is not where I want to be for them. 6 hexes is a little better. These guys are going to... I don't know if I want to do that either. Gonna be medium. Medium range, I guess, works for me. Had thought about trying to occupy those. Excuse me. I had been trying to occupy the woods down here in Hex 1832 or 1933, but it's not a good range from where you're at right now.
So which bit is that?
The Warhammer, he backed up this turn, but I was thinking about advancing him into Hex 1832, but I changed my mind on that one. That's 7 hexes from a lot of LRMs. rifleman. Huh? Yeah, the rifleman might be able to take a little bit more of a beating.
Is it much more armored than a rifle?
The 4N, yes. The 4N has an XL engine, which frees up enough time to wait to max out the armor. The rifleman is actually more well armored than the Warhammer in this case, and it's worth about as many points.
It's funny, isn't it? Like most of the non-Davian early-ish Warhammers, they've only got 160 points of armor.
Yeah.
I always used to forget how kind of less armor than a Thunderbolt.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's probably my biggest gripe with the stock Warhammer is that it is so lightly armored, especially on the legs. The arms are pretty tough, because I guess they wanted to protect those PPCs, but the legs are just woefully unarmored.
I mean, it's nice that they all have individual character. You know, like everything's completely optimized as much as possible. It gets a bit dull.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, because I feel like there is a case to be made that the game could be more interesting if everyone is trying to optimize as much as possible. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be different builds that are more optimized for different situations, and it's all um, a very, uh, I'd say, a very fluid algorithm would be needed to try to maximize that. But and you're more likely to see, I think, lots of medium lasers and things like that. But it's a different game, but I wouldn't say it's a worse game.
No, I mean, it probably the more heavily optimized, I think, the less variety, and there's less room to have different, you know, different units which are particularly good, and which are more average.
Yeah. All right. Let's just jump into the thick of things and see how that takes us. Give me just 1 second. I hear a cat. Well, he's not out back. He's not out front. Well, I thought I heard a cat, but I guess I was mistaken.
It wasn't me.
It might have been the neighbor or something else going on. I don't know. I guess it might have been, I don't know, a car passing by or something that sounded like a cat. I don't know. Yeah, things are starting to get interesting over here on the left side. Things are starting to get interesting down on the south right side. Firestarter's taken a significant amount of damage. I don't want to be on top of the phalanxes because then they can do a swarm attack. But I do.
Phalanxes are heavy battle armor,
Huh?
so I don't think they can swarm.
all the same. I won't be able to shoot them if I'm in the same hex as them either. See how this goes. Last unit I've got. Alright, I've still got LRM carrier. I think what I need to be doing is disengaging against your tank forces and falling back until my LRMs can support.
Sounds sensible.
And not try to take you on at once, you know? Alright, I think that's everyone.
Yeah, I nearly crashed the Karnov as well.
Oh. Flanking and turning, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the rifleman should be medium range at least for the Achilles. There's also a galleon hanging out around here somewhere. There he is. With a tag. And the Panther gets tagged. On a 9 gets a 10. 2 troopers hit.
Hoping to get the rifle.
I'm sure you were. Let's see. Oh, still got these guys on 11.
Which guys?
The Achilles's, the ones in Hex 1333.
They are jumping and they've got stealth armor.
Yeah, I think I might be trying to take out the tanks first. Neither one. These guys are hurt. 25. Neutral with him. 9 versus 7s. That's Field Gunner's ID 1 on belt. Sneak, camo, and dug in. Sneak. Get +6 modifier for your camo one being dug in. That's ridiculous. Yep. Even when I'm standing right on top of them, I need elves. I think I'll be going for the phalanx. Thank you. The battle armor take extra damage from heat attacks. Asking for a friend.
Not from flamers, though. If it was infernos or plasma cannons, plasma rifle, then yes, but not flamers. So.
I get one of them if I get lucky. We could. Not that I think it's going to be overkill, but of course the ferrets don't. I'm just hoping I can take out one of your tanks this turn, which honestly is not a very lofty goal. If I fail to do that, I'm going to be very upset.
I mean, most of them are close to full armor, but they're not, very, very.
Well, if I can take out one of your tanks, I'll be, I guess, satisfied with this turn without losing, I don't know, my fire starter, who just took another 2 to the right torso, another 2 to the right arm, 2 to the head, 2 to the left torso, down to 9 there. At the Wolfhound, we've got 2 to the center torso, 2 to the right arm, 2 to the left torso. Gauss Rifle Platoon at the Warrior Attack Helicopter on 10s hit with 17 guys for 9 damage, hitting the rotor twice, front, the left side, and the rear. Rifleman at the Merkava on 7s, hitting the front and the left side with large lasers, costing it a movement point. LBXs both hit the left side, costing it another half of its movement points. And a medium laser to the front. Gauss Platoon missing the Warrior, Gauss Platoon missing the Warrior again and again. The Panther at the Merkava hits it in the front with a medium laser. The Phalanxes hitting the fire starter in the right arm with an Imperator AX-22 assault rifle. The Phalanx landing 5 SRMs on the fire starter, fortunately missing that right torso. Left torso is down to 7, left arm is down to 4. Alright, they can fire the SRMs and the rifle, I see. 2 more to the left arm, down to 2 armor there. Blackjack at the Ontos hits it in the left side. Longinus missing on a 12. The Phoenix Hawk at the Phalanx killed one of the dudes. Hit another, that was number 3 down. Numbers 1 and 4 both taking damage as well. The Galleon at the Beagle hits it in the front for 5, down to 8. Hits it in the front for 10, down to 3, excuse me. The Galleon missing on 10s. The Firestarter at the Galleon hits it in the front. Oh, hardened armor, I see. Did not realize the Galleons had hardened armor. Not a lot of it.
The original armor scheme for the Galleon, and rather than just armor, they just changed the hardened. But the only real effect is it makes it slightly more resistant to crits.
Okay. Flamer to the front takes 1 damage. Machine guns to the front, taking 2 more damage, down to 6. The Merkava at the Rifleman hitting him in the right arm with a light Gauss. 4 SRMs to the right torso, center torso, and right leg. Wolfhound at the Phalanx kills Trooper number 1 and damages Trooper number 2. The Beagle at the Galleon hits with both to the front and the left side, down to 9 armor on both of those locations. Merkava at the Rifleman hits it in the center torso with a light Gauss for 8. The Moltke hits him in the head with a light Gauss for 8, forcing his first consciousness check. Another light Gauss to the left torso. ER large to the left torso of the Rifleman as well from the other Moltke. Beagle missing on 11, Plainsmaster missing on a 10, the Warrior missing on a 10. The Ontos at the Warhammer hits him in the right leg with a light Gauss, down to 3 armor there. And MMLs at the Panther to the right leg, center torso, and right arm. The Warrior missing on a 10, the Ontos missing on 10s, 8s, and 12s. The Partisan at the Panther hitting with 9 LRMs to the left leg and center torso. Hitting him for another 6 to the right arm. Hitting him for another 9 to the right torso and left torso. Rifleman took 40 plus damage, falls on its right side, taking 6 to the center torso and right arm. The Panther needs a 5, gets a 6. The Firestarter needs a 5, gets a 4. Takes 4 damage to the right arm. Successfully avoids hurting the pilot. Alright, can we pick one of these guys? On a 7, I'll take that chance. Roll a 4, but didn't fall down. Man, the dice do not like me today. Feels like. I'm sure it feels the same way to you, but...
No, I mean, I think it seems fairly average. I'm making a lot more hit rolls.
And I'm failing piloting checks left and right. I'm just glad I haven't failed a consciousness check yet. Yeah, we're both down by 2 units, but you started with 9 more than I did. And you've also won initiative going into round 9.
Which units have I lost so far? Was it just the Warriors?
Yeah, I think it's just the Warriors. I've killed a couple of your troopers. I didn't even kill that friggin' tank that I was shooting at the last turn. The Merkava 26, I think it was. Yeah, he's hurt. Or 25. 25. I've spent 2 turns shooting at the same dang Merkava, and he's not down yet. Whereas you've knocked a couple of my guys prone, which is not cool. Alright. I'm gonna try to force you to come to me now. Try to maybe get an extra hex of range on you. Oh, and the rifleman rolls Snake Eyes, taking another 6 damage. Lovely. And also ruining his chances of trying to make an escape this turn. Oh, what am I doing? I shouldn't even be moving my big units right now. I should be moving my ferrets first. Wow.
What was that?
Just moved a unit, and you know how normally the when you're planning the move, you know how it has the numbers on each hex for how many movement points?
Yeah.
And they disappear when you move the unit? I just had some that hung around for a minute.
Weird.
I think it was because I misclicked, like, just after I clicked move, and so I highlighted a different hex. It was weird. But it only lasted a second. I don't know. Maybe you can see it in the video afterwards, but that's not that big a deal. Hmm. Just realized I might want to move this guy quick first. I don't know. I know you can't charge or DFA a unit that hasn't moved, but I'm assuming that you can swarm one.
Swarming is in the firing phase when everything's moved anyway.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll keep moving ferrets.
I'm a bit wary of doing something like swarming your Plainsmaster or your Beagle, because I remember that before I swarmed a hover with battle armor, and it's gone over some water, and then I've done a swarm attack and killed it, and then drowned because I fell into the water.
Well, I mean, at least you got the kill first, right?
Yeah.
course, the ferret pilots are all making their checks. It's just the mech pilots and that one hover that just cannot make their piloting checks. These ferrets are making 5 all day long. Well, speak of the devil. Yeah, I just had a ferret side slip 3 hexes. Naturally, because I said something about it. Of course, it doesn't matter because he's 8 elevations up and there's nothing to run into.
I think some of your little pilots have been slacking off the sim time while they've been travelling in the dropship.
No, the VTOLs are doing great. It's everyone else that's screwing up. Yeah, definitely use some more time in the simulator. These guys. So, back. Hmm. 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 Hmm.
You sound deep in thought.
Hmm? Say again?
You sound deep in thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I really am. I feel like I'm in not the best situation here. trying to make the best of it. Five hexes. Medium range. Alright, let's get into long range from that tag. And that's not 3, 7, 6. That puts me exactly 7 hexes from the Molt. Whatever.
Right, I have a stupid question.
Yeah.
So, the building is elevation 1, or is height 1. If infantry are in that building at height 1, they're on the roof, right?
I believe so.
So, in a height 3 building, the infantry want to be 2?
To be inside the building?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. Not that I think it makes much of a difference. I'm not exactly threatening your infantry that are in the building.
No, it's just I'm just messing around with it. I'm just not.
Yeah, I'm less than familiar with those rules myself. That doesn't seem like the safest move, but it allows us to be somewhat offensive. Oh, these Beagle pilots are killing me.
Maybe like whoever does the maintenance on those Beagles is like left something connecting the engine bay to the cockpit. They're all a bit of carbon monoxide pollution. It said still your turn. That was weird. For some reason, it said that your turn to move, but then it looked like you had moved.
That is weird. Maybe because you're moving 4 infantry per mech, it's counting me as having more units?
Oh, didn't do that. I'm not moving. I'm moving people.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Since we're not front-loading initiative, maybe we've reached the point where I have twice as many units to move as you do.
We must have like one.
I've still got 4. Still got at least 5, I think. 3, 4, 5. I've still got 5 units to move. 6, sorry. These guys have served their purpose. They're expendable now. close in next turn. Just kind of shimmy back and forth. Keep our evasion up. For those guys. Good enough. 4. Okay, he made it. He got up. I was worried. If he hadn't have been able to get up, he would have been screwed.
Yeah, he might have been. Might have had some trouble.
Give us some large lasers, maybe. Alright. Yeah, and if you scroll down a little bit, you can see where my Beagle failed its checks.
Yeah.
And those guys just cannot drive. Okay, who did you tag? The Beagle and the Rifleman. You needed a 4 to tag the Rifleman. Oh, you were at close range. You don't take a penalty for jumping. You don't take a penalty for my movement because I took two tries to stand up. So yeah, of course he's going to be tagged, and now he's about to take like 80 LRMs in the back. Bye-bye, Rifleman. What?
I mean, hopefully. I mean, if they can actually hit.
Let's see if we can't end a hit. Six, 7. I'm still trying to take out this dang tank that I've been shooting at for over 2 rounds already. Ridiculous how tough that guy is.
I don't think you've been hitting very
What?
much.
That Merkava?
I think the Merkavas. Yeah, I don't think they've got that much armor.
He's got 30 something on the front, 30 something on the left side. Those are where I've been hitting him, but I'm just. I don't know. Like, for whatever reason, he's not going down. I know the Panther jumped this turn, but he doesn't have anyone on better than an 11. 6s. See. Also, I got a Planesmaster who turned tail and fled this turn. He's got eyes on. Okay. Oh, gonna do 114s. Galleon on 7s and 8s. And okay, is that everyone up here? No, not 10 and 12, 10 and 13. Oh, right. Because they get harder to hit further away. Alright, what are we looking at? Field Gunners hitting the fire starter in the left torso rear, the head, the center torso rear, and the right torso rear. Love the spread on that, except for the part where it hit me in the head for the second time. Field Gunners hit the left torso rear again, right leg. Hit the right torso rear, down to 1 armor on both sides, and the right leg again. Warhammer hits the Merkava again, still hasn't gone internal. Center torso down to 2 armor, third head hit, down to 7+ to stay conscious, and the right torso rear finally going internal. Autocannon 2s, man, when you got enough of them, they do a number on light mechs.
Yeah, I mean, the precision ammo is helping a lot.
Oh, your Phalanx battle armor critted on my Beagle's laser. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, yeah, people hate on the AC2, but it's like, you know, I don't know, it's fine. It's just, it's cheap.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, I still don't have a lot of respect for it. You're using how many of them? Like 16?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my rifleman shooting at your Merkava hits it in the left side for 13. Finally went internal. That Merkava is tougher than you give it credit for. The Achilles destroyed my Beagle. The Achilles destroyed my Beagle. The Blackjack at the Moltke, hitting it in the left side and the front, costing it a couple of driving skill penalties. The Galleon at the Beagle hits it in the left side with a light PPC and 2 medium lasers, which kills it. Galleon missing on 8s and 10s. The Panther finally kills that damned Merkava. Oh my goodness, that just took forever. And you've still got what, 5 more tanks up there? The other Merkava, the 2 Ontoses, the 2 Monkeys, and of
the
course,
Monkers are proper tanks. The Ontos are kind of support tanks, and the Partisan are kind of LRM carriers.
I forgot the Partisans. So yeah, you've still got 7 tanks up there that I've completely ignored in trying to take out that one dang Merkava. The Beagle hits the Partisan in the turret for 8. The Merkava hits the Warhammer in the right torso for 8. A bunch of misses. The Moltke hits the Warhammer in the right torso, critting on one of the medium lasers. The Ontos at the Rifleman hits it in the right torso rear, critting on the engine. The Warrior at the Galleon hits it with 3 SRMs to the turret and the right side. It's down to 9 armor on that right side, down to 12 on the turret. Ontos at the Rifleman hits it in the left arm and the left leg, critical for the lower leg and the foot. Crits it in the head for, oh boy, for 5 damage. And I had up armored this thing. It had more than stock armor on the head.
It's taken a lot of fire.
Yeah. The Partisan hits the Rifleman in the ammo. The Rifleman is dead already. Partisan. The Beagle hits your Galleon in the front for 1.5 points of damage. Alright, the Warhammer's running hot, everyone else is pretty chill. And we've 1 initiative going into round 10. I'm gonna do something I normally wouldn't do.
What's that?
I'm getting rid of my initiative sinks.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I usually play transports off eventually. Anyway. It does tiny. Yes, that one infantry platoon that accidentally ran out onto the roof have now gone back into the building. I just imagine them like running up the staircase and then realizing, opening the door on the
Oh
roof.
wait, this was the top floor.
Yeah, these Ontos are really nice support tanks, but they're very, very.
Well, it doesn't matter when you've got enough of them that I can't kill them all. I would have used more tanks if I'd realized how much more effective they've been. But yeah, man, that Merkaba just took forever to take down. That accounts for what, like maybe 10% of your force, if that.
Yeah. And they're not bad tanks, but they're kind of.
Well, I just feel like with the basic rules, I would have immobilized or killed him long ago. And I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, I think it's just a concentration of force. So,
Alright. At this point, I feel like it's all I can do to defend this last objective. I don't think my little advanced force, the Phoenix Hawk and the Firestarter and the Wolfhound, are going to be able to take out all those infantry. I need 12s to hit your dug-in field gunners. At this point, I'm pretty much switching to an entirely defensive plan. Not that I think I can knock you down to 50% and still hold this objective, but we'll try. Come around, come back for another pass. Oh, that's too bad. There's everyone off the bottom half of my screen. Or top half. Again, keeping our distance.
I am really stupid.
Why?
I never realised what the problem was trying to load 2 Longinus into each Karnov.
They're overweight.
Because they don't fit. Because it's not my old custom version of the Karnov with 8 tons of troop space. It's got 7 tons and they weigh 4 each. For the past 3 turns, I've been trying to cram 4 guys into a hole the size of 3 guys. and wondering, oh god, that is so dumb.
We're down to this.
I mean, I think you made a good decision going with like 3 lights and mediums going towards your secondary objective. And it's, I mean, I had to be very careful and make sure there was at least defense down.
Some defense. Those infantry are going to be impossible to uproot. Even at point blank range, I need 12s on them. I mean, the Firestarter was specifically designed for taking out infantry, and it has not done a very good job of that at all. He's just getting chewed up by autocannon fire. At least the Phoenix Hawk and the Wolfhound are still relatively fresh. Blackjack is still in the green. The 2 LRM carriers haven't even really seen any combat yet. Oh, and you tagged the warrior and the Firestarter. Oh, is that yeah, it's 1 warrior twice. On 9s and 10s, still got 3 hits. Alright, what have we got again? Got multi on 7s. Got the Markava on 8s. We'll go over 2 heat against the multi. Guess all we can really do is concentrate fire and try to take down another tank. that was. Well, if I get real lucky, I might hurt your other Makava a bit. Not firing on the field players. That's pointless. Wait. Yeah. What 18s? Yeah, right. 12. 12. 12. Yes, it's reckless. No, I don't care. Guess we could. We're running like all this turn to turn around next turn. Now we've got him on 6s and 7s. We'll take those odds. Got him on 6s and 8s. 10. Alright, Field Gunners hit the Phoenix Hawk in the left torso and the right arm. Warhammer hits the Moltke in the front for 10, leaving him with 47 armor. Field Gunners at the Firestarter hit him in the left and right arm, critting on his Flamer and lower arm. Field Gunners at the Phoenix Hawk hit him in the right leg, the right arm, and the left arm. Field Gunners hit the Phoenix Hawk in the head, right leg, and the left arm twice, down to 4 armor there. Blackjack at the Moltke hits it in the left side for 5, leaving it with 37. The Panther hits the Moltke in the rear, leaving it with 22. LRM carriers at the Merkava hit with 20 LRMs to the turret and the front, locking the turret. Phalanx at the Firestarter hits it in the left torso critical, the left torso and the left leg, as well as the right arm again. The other LRM carrier, 6 LRM 20s on 8s, and I hit with 1 of them. That's unfortunate. The Longinus at the Beagle hit it in the front for 6. The Galleon at the Warrior's down. Phoenix Hawk at the Phalanx hit with a medium laser to Trooper 4, leaving it with 0 armor. The Merkava at the Panther hit it in the right torso, critting on a jump jet. The Firestarter at the Phalanx killed Trooper 4, killed Trooper 2. Finally got one of your battle armor squads down. Moltke at the Panther hit it in the right torso and transferring into the center torso. Hit it in the right leg and the left torso for the SRM-6 ammo. There is no more Panther. Wolfhound at the Phalanx hits Trooper 1 for 5, leaving it with 2 armor. Moltke at the Panther, it's already dead. The Ontos at the Warhammer, destroying the right torso with a light Gauss rifle, leaving it with half of its guns, which is fine because as long as it still has half of its heat sinks. The Warrior at the Ontos on 6s and 7s land 3 LRMs to the right side. The Ontos at the Warrior, is that the same one that's already dead?
Probably.
The Warrior at the Merkava hits it in the rear for 6 LRMs. Partisan missing on 11s. The Partisan on 8s at the Warrior hits it in the rotor, and the front. Panther stays standing. Oh, I forgot it had case. I forgot the Panther had case, but it doesn't matter, I don't think, because His armor, or his, no, that was the left torso that's gone. He still has his PPC. And can we pick some of these field gunners? Probably not. Probably on like 50. Oh, on 5s. They're not dug in, or they're dug in, so it's only going to be one guy. Phalanx. 6 will take the odds. Killed one guy, missed the other kick, did not fall down. Alright, Wolfhound is at 8 heat because he fired everything. The Firestarter's at 3, the Warhammer is at 2. We're down to 55% of our forces, you're down to 84% of yours, and you're probably not far from securing that other objective boot. And this is the last turn. I'm going to sync initiative with the ferrets. They're all going to bug out this turn. Alright, so that's 102 battle value off the field. Yeah, the ferrets. There are 17 points each, so 6 of them for 102 points.
Okay. Yeah, I think one of the other things is that all of those tanks are all long range, and their full range starts around 6, 7, 8, and you were in that sort of range for 3 turns, so that's gonna hurt a bit.
Well, I didn't want to get any closer because then your Achilles's would have tagged me, and then you would have been hitting me even more.
Well, the tag only negates TMM, and it's only LRM that can do that, and they have minimum range penalty. was expecting to charge and melee.
I expect that LRM carrier is going to last about 60 seconds at this rate. That's 60 seconds of real time, not 60 seconds of game time. Yeah, maybe my Warhammer could have rushed in and fired off the medium lasers. Might have killed one or two of them before he went down. Rifleman was really more of a long-range combatant as well. The Panther wasn't really designed to get up close either. I mean, more so than the original Panther, yeah, but still more of a sniper than anything else.
Yeah, it's difficult to get into a sniping match against light gas rifles and LRM, unfortunately.
Yeah, those light Gauss rifles really hurt. How many tons do they weigh?
12?
At that point, you might as well go for a full-size Gauss rifle.
They end up being about interchangeable with an LB10X. Slightly less damage, slightly better. They're the same weight as a clan Gauss rifle. But they're not as expensive as Gauss.
You're talking battle value wise?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would expect them to be at least 20% less points just based on the tonnage. Maybe closer to 60% as many points based on the damage. I'm just thinking that if you had AC 5 field gunners or AC 10 field gunners instead of AC 2 field gunners, this would have been even quicker.
But I would have had less of them.
Sorry, less of a what?
I wouldn't have had as many field gunners.
Oh.
Because the thing is, although they've got sneak suits on, they're not wearing any armor. And the thing is, their visual range, infantry visual range, in double blind when it's reduced, is half that of a mech. So I wanted them to be effective out as much as possible out to the 10Xs.
I'm gonna try to take out this phalanx before it quits.
Some of these penalties you're getting for shooting the city's infantry, other infantry and battle armor would ignore them.
Yeah, but my infantry or battle armor, if I had chosen to use them, would have taken the entire match to make it that far. So there's
in VTOLs.
no. I mean, I could have put them in transports, I guess, and gotten them out there a lot faster. Probably would have outrun their support. Probably would have gotten there before they needed to.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like when like the next get there, then they can get there. You know, they can choose to arrive. What all I'm saying is they're not lagging behind at that point. They can set up when you want.
Oh shit! I didn't realize the Panther was missing both the right and left torsos. So yeah, he might as well check. He still, I guess he still has a medium laser. I thought he was just missing his left torso and the SRM. Didn't realize he didn't have his PPC either. And on 8 and 9, you're still hitting 2 out of 3. That's the Panther and the Blackjack. Sevens and 11s. Try that. Got him on 8s. You guys 12s. That's going to be 8. Panther on an 8. Actually, got him on 8s. Well, put some 6 coverage. Got no one here. Got guy on 6s and 10. Alright, Warhammer hits the Moltke on the left side with a PPC. Field Gunners at the Wolfhound hit him in the right torso and the left torso. Hit him in the center torso, the left arm, right torso, and right arm again. Blackjack at the Moltke hits it in the left side down to 22. Field Gunners at the Wolfhound hit it in the right arm down to 0 armor. Field Gunners at the Wolfhound critting on the large laser. Center torso and right leg. Panther missing on an 8. The Phalanx at the Firestarter hitting it in the left leg and center torso. And the right torso down to 0. The LRM carrier at the Moltke hits it in the front for 9, hits it in the front for another 15, and the left side for 5. The Galleon missing on 9s and 10s. The other LRM carrier missing on 9s. The Phoenix Hawk at the Phalanx hits Trooper 3 and kills him. The Firestarter at the Phalanx hits Trooper 2 and Trooper 1, killing him. Machine Gun kills Trooper 2. The Moltke at the LRM carrier hits it in the front with 2 light Gauss rifles, leaving it with 2 structure. The Wolfhound missing on a 12, the Moltke missing on 8s and 10s, the Warrior hitting the Ontos in the rear on the right side. Ontos at the Panther hits it in the center torso, leaving it with 10 structure. Ontos at the Blackjack hits it in the right leg. The Partisan at the Warrior hits it in the front and the rotor. Partisan at the Blackjack hits him in the left torso and the left leg. And the Wolfhound needs a 5, gets a 7 to stay standing. Let's see, the Wolfhound is at 6 heat, the Warhammer is at 4, everyone else is running cool. And you've got me at 50%. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. There's no way I'm coming back from this.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
We will go ahead and declare defeat officially. Alright, and that is game. Well played, sir.
Yeah, thanks. That was good. That was interesting. I think really it was a concentration of force thing, because the points value, the battle value of the sub-high depending your secondary objective was relatively low. And everything else I had all concentrated on pretty much in one spot.
Yeah, I mean, I split my forces, I don't want to say 60-40, but maybe like 70-30 between the west and the east side, with 30% making the mad rush down that 2-lane highway. But then your field gunners just pack a wallop that I was not expecting, and they were just dug in, and there wasn't anything I could do about it, even with a Firestarter. I really thought that Firestarter was going to pull his weight against your infantry, and he really didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we were saying last time as well. Flamers, mech-mounted flamers, they're not the last word in dealing with infantry.
Well, I mean, in my experience, they usually are. I guess there's just more to this game that I need to learn.
I mean, I was expecting to bring artillery, and that.
Yeah, maybe I should have. Artillery would have been good against those infantry. But, like I said, last time we played, they didn't do anything but get killed.
Yeah, it's hit and miss. I mean, again, that's the artillery could be very what's the word? It could be really sort of over the top if it worked too well. But the other thing is that, I mean, those mechs you've got. Does the Wolfhound have jump jets?
No, it's a 690 movement profile.
So as soon as you saw those dug-in field gunners, you could have gone, fine, forget it, and then just jumped over the river or just gone over the bridge, just pulled back. You know, if something doesn't look like you want to go for it, you're not, you don't absolutely have to.
You're right, and maybe I should have brought artillery. In retrospect, it would have been a good idea. But when I was picking my forces, I was just remembering the last time we played, and they really weren't good for much of anything then. Like you said, I guess it's just hit and miss.
And that's fair. I mean, it may not have done much this time either. It's just,
Well, against those infantry units, I feel like it actually would have been pretty effective at clearing that secondary objective. Especially if I'd brought, like, more than one or two. If I'd brought 3 or 4 artillery vehicles, things might have played out differently. Then again, if you'd brought 3 or 4 artillery vehicles, things probably would have played out differently as well.
But again, I think it was just concentration of all of the tanks against a relatively small number of mechs at a time that were somewhat spread out and that were fighting right in the optimum range for like gas rifles and LRMs, and that's what they were. That's what that whole setup was built for. Like, I was trying to keep them somewhat separated, so if you went for one, the front group or the rear group would be outside the minimum range of the other, and it was surrounded by people who didn't spot with tag. So it was supposed to be a tough nut to crack,
and it was.
It was just a bit slow.
No, those Merkavas ended up being way tougher than I gave them credit for. I don't think there's any way my Warhammer Rifleman Blackjack combo would have, and the Panther, I don't think they stood a chance against those 8 tanks. They're just way too tough. Yeah.
They're just tanks. It's just armor like anyone else. I think the Merkava got like 160 armor.
Which is the same as my Warhammer had.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another one on the books. About to run out of recording space again anyway. We'll go ahead and end the recording here, and maybe we can chat for a bit afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next week for a regularly scheduled episode 101.